Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is Zach with Zach Attack Cards. And today we're coming at you with the mega boxes. So we have two massive boxes to open. So we're just going to get right into it. We're going to rip the packs on out of here and take our usual spin around the box. And see what, if anything, we're guaranteed. So as I said in my previous video, hope you guys checked that one out. Appreciate those of you that did, of course, as always, and those of you that will do. But these guys are 50 bucks. So these are equal to 2 blasters, which is what we opened in that video. So you can look at this one as kind of a continuation, right? So we'll open, well, obviously we're going to open both of these, right? But you can take a look and basically, based off the first one that we opened, and kind of understand what you can expect for your money, whether or not you want to go with 2 blasters or you want to go with a mega box. So lots and lots of packs, lots and lots of cards. A few less, of course, but still lots and lots of cards. A few nice stacks there. We'll get 2 more nice stacks. We're going to get to ripping. We've got a lot to rip today. So here we go. Exclusive 1991 Topps Crackle Parallels. Okay, pretty cool. Wonder if that is similar to like the Foilboard-ish that's in the super boxes, which I do have some on the way. Not here yet, but they're might still do some fat packs. We'll see. Fat packs and me have a long history. I'm not a huge fan just due to the fact that they can get mishandled so much. So I haven't decided. We may bring them, we might not. But if we don't, just know they're another option out there. They cost, I think, $7 most places. So yeah. But makes me wonder, right, if the Crackle are anything like the super box ones. Retail exclusive hollow foil. There's the usual jargon there. Hollow foil and hollow foil. So nothing else really. Nothing is, doesn't look like anything is guaranteed, right? Because it just says look for the Crackle as well as look for the hollow foil. So it's one thing to keep in mind. Obviously, if you end up going the blaster route, you're going to get the spring training parallels that we checked out in the last video. But let's get to opening. Oh, the other thing to keep in mind is it does say on the top 14 packs, 14 cards per pack for a total of 196 cards. So this is definitely where you get the bang for your buck in terms of the number of cards. So, one other thing I'll double check real quick since I have one near me is a blaster box. So you get 72 cards in these. So if you go that route and you end up with doing 2 of these, that's what, 144 cards. So you do end up with quite a difference. That's what, like 52 cards, somewhere in that range? I think my math is right there. Feel free to check me, but it's quite a difference for the same amount of money. So, but perhaps that is less important to you if you do not get the parallels, right? It all depends on how attached you are to those spring training parallels. But we're going to move through these as efficiently as possible because I don't want to be here. I don't want to hold you guys up for, 30, 40 minutes while we do this. And we get a sand glitter of Brendan Donovan. Stars of MLB, Chase Burns. So I'm going to move the packs over already. Try to keep as many things on camera in terms of our polls and such. But obviously, this being a retail product, still have your Stars of MLB and your Titans of the Game that you can pull, which we're going to get one in this pack. Altuve, there's the Kershaw card, Skeens. Just go through and kind of look at the big rookies, and there we go. Arguably the #1 rookie, Roman Anthony. We get a baseball BFFs. Ooh, there we go. Just for me, man. Dylan Beavers. It's almost like they knew I was coming. They're like, here, this is your box, Mr. O's fan, and the Titans of the Game. Love my Orioles, man. Definitely hoping for a better year. A little bit of a little bit of a bounce back here after the disappointment last year. Sonny Gray, we got the Red Sox, Yoshida, Cam Devaney, Jackson Holiday, Christian Campbell on the Future Stars, Butler, Neto, Durbin. So since the Crackle boards and the holofoils aren't guaranteed, there's a J-Rod, big ticket player. Makes me wonder what the, print runs are like on those. If they're still pretty high. Have to maybe take a look after this video. But feel free to let me know in the comments if you know. I'm sure anybody else who checks out the video will also appreciate the info. Beatty, we got a Future Stars, Dylan Cruz. Dane Myers. We get our first 91, and it's Ryan Sandberg. Oh, and it is our... So I'm guessing this is the Crackle. So yeah, looks just like I think they were called Foilboard or something like that in the super boxes. So it makes me wonder, are they no longer exclusive to the super boxes, or do the super boxes have something different in terms of their exclusive? We'll have to see when they get here. But I'll be sure to bring it to you once I have them. Warming Bernabell. Nice rookie. Nick Kurtz on the cup. Chandler Simpson, Future Stars. Shohei, basically. Giolito, Mets. We got ourselves a Boyd rainbow foil. So, I don't know, down here maybe. There's just so many different things, and we still haven't even gotten all the inserts yet, so it's just impossible to have enough space. Some things will be off camera. Maybe another foil board? We'll have to see here, unless that's maybe just a standard 91 coming up. Jacob Melton. Bryce Harper, there we go. Carlos Cortez. Luke Raleigh. Oh, nope, just a standard 91. Jose Altuve. And the stars of J-Ram. So I think we've hit the halfway point of the first box. So doing decently well with the timing. Jack Perkins. Warren, Estevez, Loperfido. Merrill, Edmund, and our Titans is Harper. And let's go there. We'll see, maybe we'll move to more of a Mega Rip style. Oh, we're going to get another one of the foil boards now, because I guess the foil boards are always backwards maybe, whereas the standard 91s are not. Dylan Beavers again, my guy. Owen Cassee. Austin Riley. Oh, we got a couple here. So, ooh, one's a gold. So PCA and McCutcheon to 50. There we go. There we go. And a Lindor. Didn't expect that one, but very nice. So what, 2 consecutive videos now with a card numbered to 50. Very cool. I like that a lot. Also like that they don't seem to be, or at least the standard, or the Crackle, does not seem to be super rare. So that's pretty cool. Means you got a shot at getting a bunch of decent ones here. And we get Stram, Kemp, Sosa, Wu, Wisenhunt, Josh Nixon, Jeremiah Jackson for my O's, Josh Jung, or Young. Manny Machado, greatest hits. And a Titans PCA. Mr. Basallo, and another foil board, or Crackle. I'm going to continue to call them foil boards because that's just what they've been for the last few years since they've been doing the super boxes. So, pardon me. Kyle Teal, another very good one. Anthony Siegler. Jack Leiter. And this time it's Yordan Alvarez. Hopefully he can stay healthy this year. Unfortunately, the big guy has his share of issues with staying healthy every year. So, I mean, it seems like, at least in my opinion, you get a decent enough amount of these foil boards to kind of counteract the fact that they don't have any of the exclusive parallels of spring training or the Diamantes. So, Jack Caglione. Kind of all depends on what you're looking for. Drew Gilbert, another good one. You know, I always say with mega boxes, they're phenomenal for set builders like myself, just because you get so many cards. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take these last 3 packs for this mega box. Just go with our little mega rip style here. So that we can power through them a little bit quicker. We get at least one more foil board. Jeez. We get an A's card, Bello, Cruz. As I said previously, you know, if you want to spend more time on seeing what your favorite players' cards look like and things like that, we check out the earlier videos, the hanger videos, the hanger video and stuff like that. I spent more time, Mookie Betts on the 91. I spent a little more time, you know, going slowly and seeing what the cards look like and kind of evaluating the look and such. So other than that, you know, we're not going to spend a ton of time outside of the bigger names, the nicer hits, just to kind of keep it economical and keep your time usage, or whatever you want to call it, to a minimum. Spencer Horwitz on the rainbow foil, so we ended up with 2 of those. There's our first pitch, Alicia Newman. It's an insert, I guess, right? Kyle Teal on the stars. Mookie Betts, Jacob Young, Ronald Acuna Jr., another guy who's hopefully nice and healthy this year. Another excellent fan favorite player. You know, like I've said before, the game's just better when those guys are playing. We're going to get a Nolan McLean. Very nice for our last Crackle. So, in terms of the Crackles, we did get the 50 and 1, 2, 3, 4. So, roughly 5, I guess, in the first box. Really not bad. But you can kind of use that as your sample size, like I was saying, in terms of kind of evaluating whether or not you think that this is better than... Oh, I had a pile for 91s. Whether or not you think this is better or worse than 2 blaster boxes would be, since it's the exact same spend at most retail locations. Let's put it that way. I guess some hobby shops could definitely have them at different prices. But just something to keep in mind. And then just to finish out our review, we're going to go ahead and open up a second box here. And if the time starts getting a little crazy here, we will, without a doubt, go back to our little mega rip style and make things go a little more economical. Will Banfield, Smith, Manaea, the Nationals, Byron Buxton, and we have, what do we got, a hollow foil maybe? Yep, or a rainbow foil, Will Vest. Greatest hits, Freddie Freeman. Opposite field, double walks off the Mets. Sorry to the Mets fans. And our stars is Ellie, what we're gonna do, we're just gonna rip into the rest of this half and run through them nice and quick. See if we can come across anything numbered, maybe for a second time. I mean, it is a large number of cards, so I guess in theory, gives you a heck of a lot more shots at getting something numbered. But as I said, and I'm sure I'll say again probably at the end of this video, great product for set builders. But if you're somebody that doesn't want a ton of bulk laying around, definitely avoidable, or one to avoid. Soto. Okay, so we got one heck of a stack here. Let's see if we can do this without messing anything up, dropping anything. Donovan, Royce Lewis, Spencer Schwellenbach on the Future Stars, Samuel Basallo. There we go. Finally have a few of that card. My first few openings, man. Not good when it came to try and get that one. There's Miggy. Stars of MLB, Mr. Lindor. Bobby Witt, Betts, Holmes, Kumar Rocker on the Future Stars. Bronx. Yamamoto, Pajes, Caminero. There's Carson Williams. They said another good rookie. There's a very significant amount of good rookies in this set. Sand Glitter, Daniel Palencia. You know what? We'll stick that with this. Oh, J-Ram on the Topps team. There we go. I think that's finally a third one to add to that little set of inserts. Acuna, Hunter Brown, Grant Holmes, Big G, Yankel Fernandez, Detroit, Yelich, Bednar, Ian Seymour, and Jeff Bagwell maybe on the foil board. Titans of the game. Yes, it is. Jeff Bagwell. So we'll stick that over there. Kirk, Maxwell, Vargas, Pavetta, Burgos, the Pasquatch, Mr. Prito, Dalton Rushing, Paul Skeens Stars. Why am I having trouble here? Oh, because I put, that's fine. We'll just stick them in the same pile then. Travis Adams. Scooble. Man who seems like he's going to get paid at the end of next year. Although, lockout looming, of course, so it's going to kind of depend on that. Now we get a Pedro foil board. So foil boards, and maybe not back-to-back, but maybe 2 and 3 packs. Ellie. Another one of those super exciting young players, Ellie. Chad Stevens. Stars, Bryce Matthews. We get a rookie on the Sand Glitter. Marcelo Mayer. Tovar, Canzone, Tatis. Little run of vets here. Some nice names. Matt Shaw shows up on the cup. Ellie on the 91. Plain 91. There we go. And Juan Soto Titans. So not too bad, not too bad. And I think we're just going to do the exact same thing with the second half of the box. So cheaper, nice, and economical. But like you can see, if you're somebody who likes to rip packs, get a lot of packs. And $50 is still pretty economical. You know, I think there's a good number of people that when you're going out there to buy some retail or whatever, that's kind of the amount you're going to be spending. So just something to keep in mind. And sometimes if you don't have a ton of money, you might walk away with just a hanger or a blaster, but okay, last portion. I think a little less than half, so probably roughly the same amount that we just ripped through. Gonna be a little bit slower, at least until I get the pile a little further down. Scott, the Rangers, Mason Miller, McCutcheon, okay, Agaswara, Demoniac. I think we have our next maybe foil board. Or Crackle, I'm still doing it. Byron Buxton. McMahon, we got The Miz, Jacob Mizorowski. Excellent one. If I haven't said it yet in this video, of course, always want your Chase Burns, excellent one. You want your big name rookies in parallels, just with the amount that's being printed of the base cards. It's unlikely that the base cards will retain too much value, if that's what you're looking to do. As I said, I'm a collector and a set builder, so I'm not too worried about values and such. I just want to make sure I can put the set together. We get a Chase Burns foil board. Oh, there we go. Very nice. Chase Burns. Devers. Peyton Toll. Kyle Karros. Lindor, Profar, Rice. Colby Thomas. Seager. Abrams. Mr. Caglione on the Titans. Altuve. Future Stars, Roki. Wonder if he continues to anchor the back end of the bullpen, kind of like he was doing towards the end of the year / postseason, or if he goes back to being a starter. We get a pink Colby Thomas. So pinks are non-numbered, but rarer than your standards, so not bad. Stick it with the regulars, I guess. Kyle Teal, another good one. Mizorowski. We got Yoshida, we got Marsh, Fuentes. So I think we're going to end up, unless something pops up here in the last few cards, I think we're going to end up without a numbered card in this one, which is just sometimes the way it goes. Nothing wrong with that. Tatis and J-Rod. So once again, similar to the last video, if you checked it out, right? So we ended up with one blaster that was, I would say, significantly better than the second. So the exact same thing is very possible when it comes to this one. So let's see, we ended up with 4 of the foil boards. I think that's what we got in the last one, with the exception, I think the numbered McCutcheon made it 5. So looks like you can probably expect 4 in your mega boxes if this is something that you're interested in. So my review, once again, phenomenal for set collectors if that's what you're looking to do. But if you're somebody who doesn't want a lot of base cards laying around and really just wants to concentrate on hits, you're probably far better off on focusing on the smaller stuff, trying to get yourself a bunch of the hangers, because you can get, nice Diamante parallels of the different guys. Not to mention the fact everybody seems to think that hangers are bangers. For me, they weren't. They weren't terrible, but they certainly weren't as good as they've been in years past. So that's just what I'm putting out there. Maybe you watching have had much better luck with them, and if that's the case, then good for you. That's awesome, and definitely put that out there. That should be out there too. But yeah. So once again, it kind of all depends. They're really all pretty darn good products. I'm going to stick with the monsters because, again, I'm going to try to put some sets together, at least one set, maybe 2 if I have the shot or the chance to. Right now, they're probably my favorite of everything that I've opened retail-wise. Really, with just the super boxes to go. So we'll see we'll see if maybe they can take the crown from the mega boxes. But once again, it all depends on what your goals are. So figure out what your goals are as a collector, and then that's going to be the way to go when it comes to the product. It's not purely going to be anybody's review, mine and, you know, some other guys. It all depends on what you want to do. Maybe you want to go out and get just a few hobby packs. That's always a possibility too. They go from, I've seen them as low as $5 a pack up to like almost $9 a pack. So another thing to sort of keep in mind. You know, you might be able to get 2 hobby packs or something like that for the price of a hanger. Maybe 3-ish, maybe close to 3. Just something to keep in mind. Again, it'll be less cards, of course. But once again, all depends on what your goals are as a collector. So anyways, with that said, let's go ahead and wrap this one up and get you guys on out of here. If you enjoyed this, head down below, click the subscribe button, click the like while you're there. We're going to have plenty more Series 1 reviews and stuff to come. We're also going to have something a little bit different coming up next, so definitely stay tuned for that. A little bit of a teaser. And we put out videos every Monday and Friday, but of course you can hit that little bell just so that you get notified whenever we put something out. Sometimes it slips to a Saturday or something. And that'll definitely let you know. Name of the game here is fun. That's all I want to do. Just have fun. You know, give you guys a little bit of advice, maybe. You know, and then just offer a space to converse with. You guys are welcome to comment, and I'll always comment back and let you know my thoughts or etc. So it's a two-way street, you know, and I'll let you know my thoughts. I really will on whatever your question might be or whatever. Feel free to put it in the comments. And last thing I want to say is just thank you guys. Thank you guys very, very, very much. I'm always big on being thankful, and I want to continue to do that. That's why I say thank you in just about every video I make. I know I don't say the same exact thank you when it comes to like our card show videos, but I always want to say thank you because it's really all about the community. It's not about any one person. So with that said, let's go ahead and save you guys a little more time. We'll get in under 30 minutes, and thank you guys very much. I will catch you in the next video. Peace.